Hi friends, in the last session we have discussed that infinite loops and nested loops. Okay, so normally what is infinite loop means the loop which never ends in its lifetime. Okay, the loop which never ends in its lifetime is nothing but infinite loop. Okay, how we can do infinite loop means without when condition is not false. Okay, always true. Okay, if the condition is always true, that loop we can say that infinite loop. Okay, that loop which never ends in its lifetime. Next, we observe that one more concept, nested loop. Okay, nested loops means sometimes we can declare a loop inside another loop is nothing but nested loop. Okay, sometimes we can declare a loop inside another loop is nothing but nested loop. Okay, we observed one program on two programs on this. Okay, one is how to when I value will be 0, j value will be 4 times every time, and we observed one pattern also, right? So next concept means my question is first iterative statements means how many both are two loops, right? How many loops? Iterative statements means 2. Observe here loop means for loop and while loop. So for loop and while loop both are repeating set of statements on some condition. Okay, if you want to repeat, mean both are repeating set of statements based on some condition. Okay, when both are repeating set of statements based on some condition, what is the need of giving two loops? Okay, one loop is enough, right? Okay, my question is first what is the difference? Okay, what is difference between what is difference between for loop and while loop? Okay, let me explain the scenario first. For loop and while loop both are repeating set of statements on some condition. Okay, on some condition we are using for loop and while loop. Okay, instead of two loops, if we one loop is enough, right? What is the need of two? Okay, there is a big reason for this. Observe carefully. What is that reason means? First coming to for loop. Okay, for loop. If we know, if we know the number of iterations. Okay, if we know the number of iterations in advance, if we know the number of iterations in advance, then we should go for we should go for loop. Okay, how means observe here. See here, I'm taking here s is equal to taking one string Sai Kumar Chari. I'm taking one string Sai Kumar Chari. I'm taking that for I in S. Okay, for I in S, I'm doing print of I. Okay, I'm doing print of I means here what happened means for loop is having already string. Okay, for loop is already having string. So for loop is having idea how many times I will repeat the condition. Okay, that means for loop is saying that whenever if we know the number of iterations in advance, then only we can go for loop. Okay, in this case happily we can go for the for loop. Okay, happily we can go for the for loop. See here, this string is going to print on the console in the different line. Okay, in the different line. Okay, print I means everything is going to print in the different line. Sai Kumar Chari in the every word, every character is in the different line. Okay, I want to print in the same line, but with a space. Okay, I want to print in the same line but with space for every character. So we have to go for the end attribute. Okay, if you want, we have to go for the end attribute in order not to print every character in the next line. Okay, observe. If you observe here, in this way we will get the output. Next, coming to while loop. Coming to while loop, what I will take for while loop means, what I will take for the while loop means, first I will read the string. Okay, name is equal to, name is equal to some empty string I'm taking. Okay, name is equal to, I'm taking some empty string, while name not equal to Sai. Okay, name not equal to Sai. Name is equal to input of enter name. Name is equal to input of enter name. So when it is Sai, then only it's going to out from the loop. Print thanks for the confirmation. Thanks for confirmation. Okay, thanks for the confirmation. That means if you observe here, while loop, I don't know this loop how many times it will repeat. Okay, this loop I don't know how many times it repeat, because based on the input what you are providing at the runtime, that is based on that behavior only it will give. Okay, based on that behavior only it will give. That means observe here, I'm running this program first. What I'm doing, Sai, okay, no, Rajesh, no, Shankar, okay, no, no, okay, but if I'm giving Sai, thanks for the confirmation. Okay, that means we can say that whenever we are repeating set of statements, sorry, if we don't know the number of iterations in advance, by this program I'm saying that if we don't know the number of iterations in advance, if we don't know the number of iterations, okay, if we don't know the number of iterations in advance, okay, if we don't know the number of iterations in advance, then we should go for while loop. If we don't know the number of iterations in advance, then we should go for while loop. So the same thing here I'm doing, right? Here first time when it is asking, I given Sai K. Next time given Rajesh. Next time given Shankar. Okay. Keep on, I'm giving the different string. It is keep on asking. But once I'm giving Sai, it is saying that it came out from the while loop and it is saying that thanks for the confirmation. Okay. So in this case, we will use while loop. Okay, he given two loops means for loop there is a reason and a while loop is also there is a reason. While loop means if we don't know the number of iterations in advance, okay, if we don't know the number of iterations in advance, then we should go for while loop. Okay, in the same way for loop means if we know the number of iterations in advance, then only we can go for loop. Okay, clear, right? This is the very big question. You may get this type of question in the interview also. Okay, both are repeating set of statements on some condition. What is the need of introducing two loops? Okay, one loop is enough. What is the need of second loop? Okay, like that you may get question in the interview. Be confident with this question. Okay, clear, right? Thank you, friends. If you are having any questions or queries, please reach out to my email ID in the description or post your query in the comment section. Thank you, friends. Thanks for watching this video.